All right, this is the Bull of MLM Network Marketing Warfare podcast. This is going to be a good one today. We're going to start doing interviews on here so you can start hearing the viewpoints of other people in this industry. If this is the first time listening to podcasts, this podcast is all about the network marketing industry, the critiques, the good, the bad, all the garbage and the shit that you've been lied to. Everything you need to know to discern and make your own decision in prepping and going forward into your network marketing business and making it more successful. I have a guest today. This is going to be the first time I've ever interviewed anybody for this specific podcast. From EPH Lifestyle Inc., I've got Elaine from the network marketing industry. Thanks for sitting in with me today. I've been trying to get you on for a few weeks, and you and I have been playing hit and miss for a couple months talking about doing something together, and this is exciting. This is awesome. Thanks for doing this today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's get right into this. Network marketing. It's a load of shit. It's a pyramid scam. It's garbage. It's bullshit. A lot of what I see you doing on your Instagram, EPH_Lifestyle Inc. is you take on these critics. And that's how we connected, was your passion is debunking anti-MLM haters.
Absolutely.
Why are you taking that on, and what was the point for doing that?
Well, initially, when I started looking on YouTube, when I started looking to post on YouTube and post videos on there, and I was doing my own research, I noticed that every single thing that I pulled up about multi-level marketing was negative information. So I started looking at some of the videos and listening to them speak. And I'm thinking, this is false information, or like, this is not how the industry is. So I would comment on their pages and let them know that they were given, that they had some false information or half truths in their videos, and they would cuss me out. So I would wind up fighting with them on their YouTube videos. And then, of course, some of them would just delete my comments altogether.
Of course.
So that's what kind of pushed me to start creating my own content where nobody could delete it and debunk what they were saying. So that's literally how I got into it, is because they were not open to hearing a different side, or they were not open to hearing anything positive, or even talking to people who have had positive experiences.
Well, let me ask you a question. Why would you even waste your time? We know that one of the things, this is an industry of talking to people. It's conversation. And, it's like the people on my team, they're like, yeah, I talked to this so-and-so the other day, and, they said it's a scam. And I think that, we could really get them to change their views. And my view is, I don't beg anybody to date me. So why would I beg anybody to change their mind and do business with me? So why was this so important for you to, because you take this on pretty hardcore. Why would you waste your time with these people?
So my whole purpose for getting into the space of debunking anti-MLM content is not to change their minds. It is because I know that there are people who are researching the industry, and they deserve to hear both sides of the coin. So the fact that they only report negativity, I use anti-MLM hashtags for the person who is thinking about getting into multi-level marketing, or who have already gotten into it and are starting to get second thoughts from it, because it's something new. And they don't understand that you have to really be committed with it in order to see results. So that is who I make my content for, is for the undecided person, or the person who is wondering if they can actually be successful with it.
Right. And we see this all the time. It's like, for some strange reason, and no, it's not for some strange reason. I know what the reason is. The network marketing industry has a horrible reputation because of the way that it was pitched, get rich quick and all this. I want to talk to you like, let's do some debunking here. All right. I'm going to be the negative naysayer, and I just want your feedback on something.
Okay.
Is it true, Elaine, that, this is it's a pyramid scam? Is that what this industry is?
It's absolutely not a pyramid scheme. And I say that because in order for it to be legally classified as a pyramid, the majority of the sales have to come from internal consumption, which is, the reps only purchasing from the reps. And most network marketing companies have actual customers that they're selling their products to. And this has been going on for years. So that is the legal definition of a pyramid scheme. And it's not just, oh, you recruited, so you in the pyramid. No, that's people make stuff up all the time versus sticking with what the actual definition is.
I show people that the way the definition of a pyramid scam is when you exchange $1 for no product or service. The Robert Kiyosaki business model from his book, Business of the 21st Century, which if you truly want to get in this business and be successful, that's all you need to do is read this book and understand it. There's a lot of other things. You need people skills. You need to learn how to talk to people. There's a lot of sales skills in this. But the business model which he sets up is, instead of us going after customers, we need to create business owners who are their own customers. And the first time I saw that, I was like, wait a minute. So if I pay X amount of dollars for a franchise fee, so to speak, to begin this business, and I take my product every month, all right, and I broke it down into 3 C's. Well, number one, I'm a consumer of the product. Number two, I'm in the culture, and number three, I get cash flow. So I'm just paying every month to keep my business afloat. And I was like, holy shit! I wish somebody explained this to me years ago, because then all of a sudden it's like, well, you're paying so that the guy above you makes money. Yeah, but I saw value in so many different areas. So I go to the gym, and every month $60 is taken out of my account. I watch Netflix, and every month $12.99 is taken out of my account. The value is I get to go to the gym, and I get to use their weights. I get to use this stuff. The value is Netflix. I can watch whatever I want, whenever I want it. Network marketing, you're buying a product every month, and you're entitled to product, culture, education, potential to make money. When that hit me, the first 10 years of this industry went by, and I went, oh my God, was I so stupid that I treated this like a sales job, when it ultimately is, you're providing value. And I could not believe I saw the value in it, but it took a different angle for me to see that. All right, let's talk about, hey, the number or percentage of people who actually succeed in this business is so low, and the failure rate is so high. Why do so many people fail in this industry?
That is a loaded question. I feel like a lot of people fail in this industry because, if we're being honest here, which I've watched your content too, we're both very honest and blunt people. I feel like people don't have the level of influence in their circle that they think they do. And they think that just because somebody is inviting them to their birthday parties, or they were in somebody's wedding, that means that person genuinely believes in them and supports them. And so what happens is, when people join network marketing, the first people they're going to talk to is the people that they know. And that's with any business. If you want to start selling houses or anything, you're going to tell your friends and family about it first, because those are the closest people to you. So when they start getting rejected, or they don't have the support that they thought they should have, a lot of people give up right then and there, because they don't want to be, ostracized from their circles.
Right.
So being accepted by their circles is more important to people than being successful at the business. That's one of the things that I've observed over the last 8 years of being in the industry. They also don't become successful with the business because they don't take the time to learn how to market on Facebook or social media in general. And I noticed, because I have people on my team doing this, if you go to their page, it looks like an infomercial. Mm-hmm. Like, it looks like it's full of company flyers. It's full of language like, oh, my CEO just said this, or my leader just said. No one cares. So people do not know how to market. And I would say any traditional business spends at least 60% of their budgets on marketing and getting their name out. And they learn how to actually do it to where people are actually interested in what they're doing and what they're selling, versus just constantly pushing products on people. And I believe a lot of people in the industry don't know the difference between marketing and selling. And that is why they fail at it.
100%. Touch upon that a little bit, because we have so much to talk about today. In your views, what are the key points to marketing versus selling?
I would say selling is, hey, check out my new product my company just launched. Or, hey, we got this flash sale going on. Head over to my website and purchase it. or, hey, support me and share this on your page. So selling is really self-serving, and marketing is presenting a problem that people have and showing them how your products can solve that problem, because that's what entrepreneurs do. We're problem solvers. Mm-hmm. So if you approach it from the angle of, my product can help this group of people do this, and you're putting that on Facebook or Instagram, then you'll start likely seeing more sales.
And so ultimately it comes back to the air quotes product is always going to be the individual, the person who is the brand partner. Do you think that there's a component, because you hear it all the time. I got really pissed off at the last couple of groups I was with. The presentations I do are lengthy, right? Because my view is it doesn't matter if you know how to make a cup of coffee. If you go to Starbucks and you're given a key to a franchise that day, they don't give you a 20-minute, all right, this is how you pour the coffee, this is how you give it to somebody and take the money. You have to go over everything from hours of operation, inventory, point of sales, and you're going to get, it's like a training manual. You're going to probably spend a week, 40 hours plus training at Starbucks corporate. So when I do the network marketing presentations, it's meant to be done for a purpose. Number one, I want to weed out the people who don't have the patience to listen. Hey, I'm teaching you how to open a business and run a business online. And the uplines were doing these small 20-minute presentations, and I couldn't stand. All right, and they draw this circle on the board, then the two lines, then the circles underneath them. This is you. All right, so you're going to go out and you're going to get two people. And every time I hear that, it would piss me off. Like, do you realize there are some people that because they're not trained very well, you're going to go out and get two people, could take them a year to do? So do you think that it's the responsibility of the upline, the person who brought you in, to stop with the garbage of how easy this business is? Meaning it's very simple. It's a very simple business plan, but it's not easy because most people don't have people skills. You said before, influence skills. Do you think that the upline is doing damage by repeating a pattern of aloof? Oh, all you got to do is go talk to two people. Then when they go to their friends and family, instead of saying, hey, listen, I'm very excited. I just bought a business. I don't know what I'm doing just yet, but I'm going to learn about this. I'd love you to take a look at this with me. Versus, oh, no, come on. You got to do this with me. Just get in with me. We're going to make six figures in our first 6 months. Do you think that responsibility is perpetuated by upline management and training by people who just don't know what they're doing, and the industry is saturated with that?
I definitely believe that, and I have 2 points to make with that, especially with you asking people to get two people, to recruit two people. And again, I've worked with thousands of people, like literally thousands of people in my organization over the last 8 years that have been in the industry. And one of the things that I know, when somebody is brand new into the business, they're trying to decide if they trust you enough to even introduce you to the people they know. Because they feel like, if I tell somebody about this business and, what if these people do wind up being a pyramid scam or something, then that reflects poorly on them. So I feel like a lot of it is understanding people, and to understanding that they have to trust you. And a lot of times in order to, now me, I didn't care. I just thought it was, my selling point for my business was, you're going to get a tax break and you're going to save on your travel.
Okay. So there, let's stop that for a second. That is a 100% concrete, provable benefit that people get immediately. So unlike you're going to make six figures in your first 6 months, which can it be done? Yes, mathematically it can be done, but I've only seen that done once in 15 years. But when it comes down to tax breaks, the moment you become a brand partner with your company, you're technically an independent contractor, or business owner. You could leverage the tax laws.
Yep.
So go ahead, but I want people to understand. They need to see this. Oh shit. Why did my upline explain this?
Exactly. So I go with the guarantee in the presentation. And when I'm talking to people, because that's something that I can guarantee them. And just to give you an example of how helpful the tax breaks are for those of you who do not know, when you become a home-based business owner, according to the IRS, you only have to work the business up to a minimum of 3 hours a week in order to take full advantage of up to 845 tax deductible expenses. I think it may be like 400. It's something crazy. Employees only get 12 tax deductions. So for you to go from 12 tax deductions to over 400, and just to give you an example, my first year in business, I did make money. I know they always talking about profit loss statement. I definitely made money in my first year business. I was working full time with a W-2, and I was making 6 figures with my W-2. And of course, I don't have any children and I am not married. My tax return from having a home-based business and being able to write off things like my cell phone bill, my mortgage insurance, and my vacations and things like that, things that I was already doing anyway, I got back over $6,000 on my federal taxes and another $1,200 on my state taxes.
So let's stop right there. That's $7,200 right there.
Yes.
What did it now every month? Here's where it blows me away. And I don't mean to call people stupid because I was stupid once too. Right. So people don't get this. The average, I think, to get involved or stay involved, in the network marketing business is you have to have, it's a membership subscription based business. So if you're spending because people have to look at the terminology. Well, you mean I got to spend money every month on a business, on get product? That's the number one thing. Well, please don't be smart. Don't put logic out there. What blows me away is I always say that it's like, wait a minute. So if you owned a business every month, you'd have to pay rent and heat and AC. Well, yeah. So it's your overhead. So let's just say $150 is what somebody has to pay per month times 12. That's $1,800. I'm gonna do this again. $150 times 12. That's $1,800. So wait a second. It's $1,800 and $7,200 minus $1,800. So this is what people don't get. Let's just say that your overhead was $150 a month. So that it cost you $1,800 to run your business for the month. You got back $7,200
for the year.
For the year, which that $1,800 was covered. So number one, your product was free for the year, and you made $5,400.
Yep.
So please, can you tell me, this is a scam? This business, it's a scam, right?
It's definitely a scam because I shouldn't have been able to do that.
But everyone does it, and it's the tax laws, and it's 100% legal.
100% legal. And that's what I let people know all the time. Anti-MLMers don't understand American tax laws because if they did, they would be in the business.
Well, keep going. We need to hear more about this.
Oh,
why? Oh, no, I got to hear. I can pick your brain on this because remember, there are so many people out there who they'll join a company and then they'll do successful, bust their ass, and then they go online to do these videos because it's so much easier to get hate than it is to bust through the ceiling of actually hard fucking work in this business. But you get all these people that are, it's a failure. These people are not going online talking about, well, yeah, my upline did this, my upline did that, but they're not saying, well, during the process, I got tax write-off laws. I got to write off my cell bill. Some states, I think Utah, you could write off your entire rent. Some states you could write off a room in your home. You write off your travel bill, write off your electric bill, cable bill, because you're doing your business from it. So they're not touching on the foundation first. And I think that if people saw that and said, wait a minute, so I can get a product, I like the product, I stay on the product, at the end of the year, the product will be paid for and potentially I could make money off of that. At the very, very, very least, we've just established value. Factual value that everyone in this industry, it's 100% guaranteed that if they wound up using the tax laws and being business owners with their company, they would get benefit off of it. All right, so we established that. Why do we have such a failure when it comes down to the recruiting part of this? Because you got to recruit in this business, right?
Not necessarily. It's beneficial because the way I look at recruiting, and I've explained this in multiple videos, and they still act like they don't get it. But recruiting is simply points of distribution. That's how I explain it to people. So I just said in one of my other videos, if I had a taste for a Coca-Cola, I don't have to get a plane ticket and go down to the factory in Atlanta where they're manufacturing Coca-Colas and get it from there, because Coca-Cola has set up multiple points of distributions at ballparks, at stores, at restaurants, at gas stations, corners, everywhere. Coca-Cola has made sure that they got their products out, including the other products that they have. Like, I believe they also own the vitamin water, things like that.
Dasani, they own Dasani too.
Exactly. So they have multiple points of distribution. There's a reason why almost every McDonald's is across the street from a Burger King, because they're competing with each other for points of distribution, because they know the more they put their product in easily accessible places, the more chances they have of making more sales. Can you imagine if McDonald's only stayed in San Bernardino, California, and they never expanded globally? What would their annual income be if they were only located in California, and the only time I could get a McDonald's is to go to California?
They'd be closed by now, long time ago.
They will be closed. So that is all you're doing. And people say, oh, well, you make more money when you recruit, so that makes it a pyramid scheme. I make more money when I recruit because I've set up multiple points of distribution to help push my product out to more people.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that it's like if McDonald's wants to franchise, they're going to take their brick and mortars and open them up across California, then the nation, and they're going to have people run those franchise locations? Is that what you're saying?
That's absolutely what I'm saying.
Oh, so does that mean the only difference between a brick and mortar and then like a virtual business is literally the building?
And how about this? The franchise owners don't own the real estate that is on.
Continue.
McDonald's still owns that. So technically, all these people that said, oh, well, your business can shut down at any time, or you don't own this and you don't own that. The franchisees don't own the land.
Correct.
That building is on.
Correct. Keep going.
And if they want to get technical, I always give multiple examples, because if they want to get technical about ownership, technically nobody is a homeowner. But nobody flips out when you say, hey, come over to my house for drinks. Nobody stops you and say, oh, is that really your house, or do the bank still own the deed to it? Or if it's paid off, oh, well, the state is still collecting taxes on that. And if you don't pay your property taxes, then the state will take your property away from you, so you're not a homeowner. Like, nobody points that type of stuff out because it's silly.
No, so the same thing with the car, right? You're leasing or owning your car. It's like how many people are going to pay that 72-month car note off before trading it in for another one and getting another 72 note. So it blows me. I just don't get why we live in a world that is so anti-MLM when you strip away the emotion and you put on paper these facts. So it has to come down to the methodology of the people who are promoting the business. I mean, to me that's the only thing I can think of, because you're on here and you're speaking facts, presenting them bullet point by bullet point. They're indisputable. You can't, it's a pyramid scam. No, it's just literally, I make more money because I'm setting up more points of purchase, opening more franchise, which is making the company make more money, and the company is paying me a percentage out of the effort that I do. I don't get why that's so hard to grasp for people to grasp.
I don't understand why they have a problem with the uplines making money. And the reason why I say that is because my upline is the one who helped me get off of my job that I hated. So he was the only one. I was being bullied on my job. I worked for the state. We're in the same state. So
oh, yeah.
It was extremely political, and I dealt with so much crap on that job that it was literally making me sick. when I would go in there. And I was, oh my God, I was so depressed while I was still working there because it was a hostile work environment. The union did not protect me. The EEOC did not protect me. I went to multiple union reps, and I was like, hey, this is what they're doing. I had my paper trail, like everybody said. I was sending emails, like if they said or did something to me, I would email them to start an email chain and say, hey, just as a confirmation or a heads up, or just to rehash what we talked about, A, B, and C have it on this date at this time. Just so I would have a paper trail. Nobody cared. I got into network marketing. I told my mentor what was going on and why that was my why, quote unquote, for the business. And he said, if you trust me and you work with me, give me at least 2 years of your time. And
okay. Oh, thank God. Somebody was honest enough to tell you 2 years, right? I was with one company for 10 years. And I didn't, I looked at it as a sales job. I was very good at the sales aspect of it. And I didn't get the business side of it until I'm with the company I'm with now. And the problem I have is, yes, in the beginning, I pawned everybody off. I did the same thing, three-way calls, right? You know, it's like, hey, Elaine, I want you to see this. Hey, let's get so-and-so on the line. So-and-so would get in line, and it would be the typical pain points. Well, you want to work from a beach, right? You don't want somebody else to own your time, right? You want to make $1 million, right? It was the same garbage as everybody else does. And you got people who started to, they try the business for 2 or 3 weeks, 2 or 3 months, and then they quit. And it's like, I've got some people with me that have been with me for over a year, well into 2 years. And it's like, there's still no growth. And it's like, how do you justify that? Well, number one, it's very easy. You're not doing the work. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. You know, I'm very, very, very big on training. I'm very big on teaching people how to tell stories, how to voice inflection, sales versus marketing, all this. But that takes time. You were told, give me 2 years. The majority of people in network marketing try this. They don't do it. They try it, and then they quit. So whose responsibility is that? Is that us as the upline for recruiting? Should we be telling people, listen, this is a business. I don't know any business that opened up and in the first 2 weeks was successful. I want this amount of time. And then giving the onus on the prospect and letting them weed themselves out? Or should we just do what a lot of people do, which is come in and, you know, we do whatever we can to keep them on the product every month so that we make our money. And if they want it, they want to be successful, they'll find us and they'll ask for our time.
I feel like that's kind of a double-edged sword, just for the simple fact that when you first get into network marketing and, you know, you want to recruit people who are just as excited about it as you are. And that really never happens. Unless you get what we call a rare breed in the business that's like, yeah, let's do this. And then they actually can do it. Because one of the things that we have on our team is we say that there's going to be 2 people. It's going to be people that are willing but aren't able. And then there's going to be people who are able but aren't willing. And that is the majority of your team. It is just a mixture of who you have on that team. And so I went from feeling bad, like people would spend $500 to $1,000 to join my team, and they would do absolutely nothing after it.
All the time. That's 80% of the people. We need to talk about that now.
Bad about it.
I believe. I'm not exactly sure, but I think like a McDonald's franchise fee is like $2.5 million, right? But you know that if you purchase a McDonald's franchise fee and then open up a location, McDonald's would set you up with training because you're representing their brand. And it's in their best interest to have you succeed, right? They don't want you to fail. They're not going to take your money and then have the crappiest McDonald's in the world because that spreads like wildfire, right? You have a bad burger, you get sick, poor customer service. That's marketing. People are going to talk around saying, hey, the McDonald's at 123 Main Street is shit. They're not going to go back there. And pretty soon people are going to start, bleeding in that mentality. So with network marketing, it's the same thing. You know, I don't know how your skill set is with talking to people, but I tell people off the bat, listen, this is business. These are your expectations. I want this amount of time from you every day. Don't get in this and then wait 2 weeks before you look at your back office. For me personally, I don't know what your viewpoints are. I think the industry needs a change to go from far less happy-go-lucky, I believe in you, and this is all the events they do, dancing on stage and taking pictures with my upline is so great too. Hey, listen, this is business, and this is extremely time-consuming. You need to put in work. You need to learn how to talk to people. You need to do this, blah, 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 blah. Do we have to start taking a harder approach at network marketing, or should we just keep doing what's a majority of the upline does by huffing people's feathers up to keep them on product?
To be honest, I feel like the companies are going to have to step up more and start doing the trainings and, letting people know what is the right way. Because if we have thousands of people that are in network marketing in the same companies, and even across different teams, they don't train the same way. So there needs to be a more, I feel like, monogamous matrix within the network marketing companies to say, this is how you do it. It's like there needs to be like a company system, like how McDonald's has. Like you can't just put mustard on your Big Mac when that's not what goes on the damn Big Mac. So you can't just say, oh, well, I like mustard on my burger, so I'm going to put mustard on my Big Mac instead of the secret sauce. You're going to mess it up. It's not what customers are expecting. So I feel like there needs to be more uniformity throughout people's organizations. And I know that kind of takes away from the whole independent contractor thing. But in order for the industry to change, it needs to come from the top. And they need to be strict about it too.
Well, for the most part, we do know network marketing. I don't know how to say this. It attracts lazy fucking losers because it is appealed towards. All you need to do is bring in two people, right? I don't know any business out there that somebody's work themselves were not poured into the business. When it comes to the top. Yeah, I'm not going to condemn them because, but you're right. A lot of the bit training, especially at the big events, they're all motivational. And motivation does not last. It just doesn't. I talk about this all the time. In my upline, people 2 levels above me, they've been with this company since day one. They were underneath Dexter Yeager. And they're worth $40 million, and it wasn't an argument; it was a disagreement of paths. I was talking to the couple, and I said, "Listen, how do you do X, Y, and Z when you're training this and that?" And she said, "Dominick, listen, you're trying to get people to eat steak and potatoes when you need to keep them on a bottle." And I was like, "That's bullshit. I'm not going to. How can I grow if I'm enabling people to be dependent on me, which is the antithesis of the network marketing model?" But when you look, what do we keep talking about? You could pass somebody else up, blah, blah, blah. Network marketing, not only does it attract losers, it attracts self-centered.
Power pigs.
Right, power pigs. Holy shit, yes. That is the best phrase I have ever fucking heard. The people who they don't care how much they say they want you to surpass. No, they need to be on the stage with that microphone. They need to have all the photos taken with them. They need to see it blows me away how many people I've seen in my company underneath certain people who have been there for 4 or 5 years now, haven't made a move, but every single day or every month they're posting pictures of their mentor saying, he's poured into me, she's poured into me, I've learned so much. Well, you're not doing shit.
Yeah. Well, and that ties into the whole argument of the new thing that they're airing out on social media is that network marketers don't get paid to sit on Zoom calls. And my rebuttal to that is this is a performance-based business. And people don't know the difference between plugging in versus working the business and doing income producing activities. So you may sit on your Zoom call for free, or nobody's going to pay you, which, first of all, I think that's a stupid idea anyway, because when you're on a Zoom call, there's an expert on that call with you who may or may not be worth millions of dollars. So if anything, you should be paying them to be even talking to you and giving their time training you, because we don't have to do that. It's too much entitlement in network marketing. So when they're on these free Zoom calls, yes, there is no salary for it. However, if you take the information that you get from the Zoom call and actually apply it versus just writing it down in your notes, then that's when you start getting paid for being on the fucking Zoom calls. And people don't seem to understand that. It's no different than when they quit MLM and then they sit on our Zoom calls and then they make a video talking about, oh, I snuck into an MLM Zoom call. Well, you didn't get paid for sitting on our Zoom call, and you're not going to get paid if nobody watches your video or if your channel isn't monetized. So they do the exact same things that we're doing, but for some reason, they find a reason to demonize or criminalize what we're doing, and they pat themselves on the back.
Yeah, because they're still that trading time for dollars mentality. I mean, look at it. If you went and you opened up a coffee shop today, you're going to work 12, 15 hours because you're the owner. You're the owner. Are you getting paid for those $12 or $15 being there?
Nope.
So I don't understand why this is such a hard concept for people to wind up viewing this industry. It's just not legitimate. It's 100% legitimate. Talking more about so my views. I want to change this, right? I think that if more people saw this as, oh shit, you mean I got to get in here and I got to work and I got to do this. We know that 80% of the people come into network marketing, they disappear. It's just the numbers are there. Out of the other 20, maybe 12 or 15 of them, they'll be on the product, but they won't do anything. And then out of that 8 to 5, you're going to have one rock star, and the other 4 to 7 are going to try. Are you like me, where your mentor style? Like I'm in the I don't give a shit stage anymore, and I treat people exactly how my athletic coaches did and law enforcement did, where I restart my teams all the time. It's like once every 6 months, I will purge everything and start a new team, because we have grown ass fucking adults who need to have their hands held. They will say one thing, do another, and there's just not a lot of integrity. So do you find yourself kind of like frustrated, or what's your mindset on leadership style in a day and age where people just have no drive, no self-confidence, and their words and actions really don't match? And it's 80+% of people.
That is a very loaded question, and I definitely identify with what you just said, and I'm going to explain to you why. And it also ties into other reasons as to why I go so hard for the industry, because I'm seeing firsthand that it's not the industry or the business model, it's the people that are in the business. Now, the majority of the people who are on my team, they have been with me for I've been here for 8 years. Most of them have been with me for 3 years or more. And it's kind of more of like, I don't want to say a social club for them.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like people just don't take it seriously. And I'm going to break down. I'm going to have to take some time on this one.
No, take as much time as you want, because you're right. The people that I've brought in are still with me. I stopped teaching them. So
exactly.
That's where I'm at. I still have the same people underneath me. I'm one of the top recruiters with the company, but hey, how's your, at some point, it's almost 100% guaranteed that almost with 80% of them, it's going to go from me saying, hey, what do you need from me today? How are things? What can I do? To, I'm not even fucking calling you. And I will go so far as to, if you cannot, and I made a decision to be as aggressive as possible. I am the bull of MLM. That's my viewpoint. If you are on my team, this is a business. you let me pour into you, you can't return a fucking phone call or a text message, I delete you off social media. I will be that petty because you are not worthy of being associated with me in this business if my goals are so incredibly high.
Yes. And I completely agree with that. And this is some things that I've noticed. And again, I've been in contact with thousands of people. And I noticed that usually when the people that stay with you the longest are usually the least productive.
Yep.
But the people who come in and out are the ones that come in, fly through the ranks, and then they quit. Yeah. That's what I've noticed going on.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I feel like some people, because network marketing, a lot of teams, we have a culture. And some of those team cultures, I feel like it's a double-edged sword because we do, wrap our arms around people and we share our resources with them and they like that. And for a lot of people, that's enough to keep them in the business. It's just the environment that we provide. But it's like there's no productivity. And I feel like one of the biggest reasons for that is the average person is not competitive.
Thank you, because we've been dumbed down to participation awards.
They're not competitive. They don't want to seem like they're not being humble, which be humble is beat over people's heads. And if you're not competitive.
Why would you? Why? I'm sorry. What part of Illinois are you from?
Chicago.
Yeah. If you're not competitive, are you going to survive?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Continue.
So it's like people, I feel like that's the biggest reason that people don't do well in this business is you really have to have a competitive spirit. And I feel like most people are cheerleaders. Like they're happy clapping for people ranking up. They're happy seeing other people making sales and hitting it big. But they either don't believe that they can do it too, or they just don't want the attention that comes with it. Some people don't want the attention or the responsibility that comes with having a large team. So they never make any progress in the business.
Go ahead.
You have to strip through all of these layers. Like once you start talking to people and really getting to know them, then you find out that, I haven't been recruiting or talking to people because when I was 7 years old, my teacher in third grade told me I was stupid.
Yeah.
And they're like in their mid 40s and they with them. And now not only are you the upline, now you have to be a psychiatrist and help them through that issue.
That's where I don't do it. The last team I was a part of before I decided to go off on my own was every Monday night was a air quotes training. So I'm like, all right, this is going to be great. We're going to be learning from $40 million earners. And the training, the training consisted of it was an hour Zoom. You'd get 60, 70, 80 people on the Zoom. 30 minutes would be dedicated towards, we love you. This is the book that we're reading this month. And then they'd read a sentence or two out of the book, right? They're motivational books by football coaches, military leaders. All right, listen to this here right now. If you believe in yourself and if you take action, you will achieve. All right, that's some valuable stuff. I mean, they would literally fucking do that. And then the last half hour would be people in the Zoom. Can I just say on my heart, I love how much you pour us into us, guys, and how much I love being a part of this every fucking Monday night. And I had people on my team that we had as leaders, and we would do our calls afterwards going, if we were CEOs of a Fortune 500 company and it was an hour-long meeting of, all right, if you believe in yourself, this will happen. And then the board of directors went around the room saying, we love you. We believe in you. Thank you so much for pouring in. We'd be out of business. So there was no training. I left the group after I was called on to answer a question about how people can talk to strangers. So I broke down a 5-step methodology I have for a cold market training. The next thing I know, I got 5 people from his team DMing me, can we talk to you? So that's when I opened up the conversation saying, how do you guys do this? And then it said, Dominick, you're trying to give people steak and potatoes and said you're trying to eat. What is the detriment to being a leader keeping people on the traditional model of getting them in and keeping them feeling warm and fuzzy so they are on that auto ship every single month. The company gets a transaction, you get a percentage of that. And when you think about it, there's really nothing wrong with that. It's people want to be baby, they want to feel special, but they're not going to grow. So is there a detriment for the people who have the hundreds and thousands of people who they just want to be, their team just wants to be in a room with them, and that's a guaranteed auto ship every month? Is that doing harm for the business in general? And is it doing harm for the business model? Because it's not doing harm for the companies. The companies are still making money.
I do believe in the long run, it's doing harm because and that's one of the reasons why I didn't stay with some of the jobs that I have, because there was no room for growth. Like one of my jobs was working at Walgreens as a pharmacy technician. And I'm like, well, if I can't get into pharmacy school, then I'm done with this job because there's no way for me to go to the next level. So, and that goes back into people not having a competitive spirit about themselves. I'm like, how can you know there's another level out there and you're comfortable at the bottom? And so that's one of the things that irks me so much when people are always advocating for the quote unquote people at the bottom. And I'm like, you do realize that they're there because that's where they want to be. Like they want to be at the bottom because they've done absolutely nothing to get to the top. And everybody is a self-proclaimed introvert. Everybody claims that they don't like talking to people. Then why are you in a business where you have to talk to people and you have to not be comfortable? So it's just so much wrong with it. And it's like and back to the whole team aspect and mentoring, and why I don't have a problem with my upline getting paid off me is because he doesn't just help me in business, he helps me in life. Like he helps me through situations I may be going through. Like if I've had a death in the family, if I'm thinking about, different things to do or different ideas for my other company that I have. Because the fun part about me is I actually do have another business that I actually own, and I do network marketing, and I was a forensic scientist. So that should be a clue.
Well, let's break that down for a second. You got a degree in biology with a minor in chemistry. You worked as a forensic scientist, a forensic chemist with law enforcement for state police for 10 years. You are pragmatic, system driven. Why did you choose this industry? What appealed to you with that? I don't know if that's left or right brain, because I don't know which one's creative, which one's more mathematical, but
less creative.
Okay. So if you're so right brained, why did you choose this industry?
I chose the industry because I was told that I could save on my travel and I could get tax breaks. That was the start that got me in. I stayed with the industry because I was, when I first came in, I was kind of like a rock star, and it was kind of a double-edged sword because I thought everybody that I recruited was going to do what I did, and nobody did it. So when I first came in, I had my first business partner the next day. And in my first month, I had 6 more. So
okay, pause for a second. That's phenomenal. A lot of people don't know that's phenomenal. Why did you get that? What did you do? What steps of action did you take to do that? Because most people will get in, 2 to 3 weeks will go by before you even hear from them, no matter how much you say, we need to touch base tomorrow. So what did you do to make that happen?
It was a couple of things that I did. And first and foremost, I had already had a social media presence. So I had already had a engaged audience, and that's huge. So, and then also people had already seen me traveling a lot before I got into the business. So when I launched and said that I love travel so much, I made it a business, I already had people's ear. And then I started talking about the tax breaks. I started talking about how I was a single woman with no children, and I'm making 6 figures, and this is how much I'm going to save on my taxes. Instantly, I had people joining. So when they came in, they instantly got the tax breaks without having to sell or recruit anything. And they instantly got the travel savings, just like
And
I told them.
you didn't sell a damn product.
I didn't sell anything.
People don't understand that when you pitch this business. Well, what are you selling? Technically you're always selling something, right? You are selling tax breaks, travel expenditure discounts, and consumption of a product that benefits you. And I can keep going. And a lifestyle and education. You're selling value.
Yes. And I was writing some down so I wouldn't forget the point. But I think one of the reasons that people started signing up to my team right away as well is because I was very vocal on social media. And it's funny because I watched some of your stories. I mean, some of your lives and some of your stories, and some of it I agree with and some of it I don't.
Good.
So exactly. But it's the authenticity. I'm the exact same way on my page. I say a lot of stuff. People don't like my delivery. They don't like the fact that I think that way. But when it came down to doing business, I literally had people join my team because they said that you are a very harsh critic. Yes. You speak your mind. And if you're promoting this business, it has to be good.
100%. 100%.
People are so afraid to ruffle feathers and be authentic and say what they actually mean. But when people are looking to be led, or when it's time to call on somebody who can get shit done, you're going to be the first person they call.
All right, we're going to solve problems in the last part of this. Last few minutes to solve some problems. But first, where can people connect with you if they want to learn about joining your team, getting more information with you, anything at all? Where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram. Is EPH_Lifestyle Inc., all one word. That's my Instagram. And then also, my actual website is travelgems.iboomerang.com. And that's I, B as in boy, UUMERANG.com. Travel Gems, TRAV like Victor, ELGEMS. Travelgems.iboomerang.com is my website. That's where they would go to, you can read up about the company and the products and services that we have, as well as, sign up there. And then also they definitely want to follow my Instagram.
Yes, they do. All right, let's solve some problems. Somebody's on the fence, and it's because females dominate this industry, but they got a spouse who's like, oh my God, you've done this 3 times already. I'm tired of seeing this shit. We got product everywhere. You're never going to do anything. What would you say to those who have unsupportive spouses, how to get them on board?
My first thing is like with married couples, I automatically try to get both of them involved in the whole process of it. If they are unwilling, they have a decision to make. Do you want to choose your business or do you want to choose your spouse? Because I have seen people come to the point of getting divorced because they got tired of their spouse not supporting them. And they really wanted to do what they wanted to do without somebody being negative about it. So I have seen that. But the bottom line is if you're spending time away from the family, you have to bring home a deer. You can't just be out having drinks, spending money, going out of town, and then you come back empty-handed. Most spouses will shut up once you start being able to pay the mortgage.
Right.
With your business.
Right. 100%.
And that's just the bottom line. You have to get a result if you have that type of spouse.
Changing your viewpoints. Yes, I say it all the time. I'm an introvert. When the camera's off, when the mic is off, I'm a different person. But this is who I am. This is my persona. This is the same thing I do. Like when I was an athlete, when I was a competitive wrestler, I didn't beat people up 24/7. But when it was during those 6 minutes, I had to turn it on. So how do you tell the people who, well, this is 2-part. So number one, you're pitching me and I go, well, I'm not a salesman. How do you handle that? Then number 2, if you are going to invest your time into somebody that you're kind of got to drag across the goal line for that, What do you suggest for those who know that they're not a salesman, but they want to do this industry, but they think they're introverted?
So that's another loaded question, just for the simple fact that if it's me specifically, we do have a portion of our business that you don't have to sell anything and don't recruit in, because we also offer Forex trading. So I would say, okay, well, it's just you and the charts at that point. And if you don't want to build a customer base with the Forex trading, then don't. But I mean, we also have an NFT space where people can literally purchase NFTs and you get paid just for holding your NFT. And if you sell it, then you get paid royalties. So if you're completely gung-ho about being introverted and you're not open to change that, then I would recommend the Forex trading for them. That way it's just you and the trainings and you and the charts, and you don't have to talk to anybody and you still make money. As far as somebody who wants to be involved in the other services and products that we have, I probably just wouldn't recruit them, because they're going to frustrate me. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, if you're not open to, I'm the type of person, I'm extremely introverted as well, but I'm also a full-time entrepreneur. So I feel like those people that say, oh, I'm introverted, that means that you still have a W-2 income and you have the option of being introverted and you're choosing that option. Me, on the other hand, I've been full-time entrepreneur since 2017. So whether I'm introverted or not, I have to pay my bills and I have to eat. So I don't have a problem with being in a crowded post office. And I'm like, I will ask somebody, if I'm stuck in line at the post office, I will ask people, are you here to fill out a passport? Because I have travel savings that I can help you with, and I can show you how to write off on your taxes. I will get everybody's attention in their damn post office, and they will all know what I do, or they will either become customers, or we're going to exchange numbers and talk about it. Because again, I always compare entrepreneurship to being on the Serengeti, and being in a job, that's like being at a zoo. You have everything mapped out for you. You know you're going to eat, even if you laid in the sun all day. Whereas if you're in that Serengeti, you will not eat unless you exert your energy chasing down that gazelle, and you better be faster than it. And
well, wait a minute. You're saying you're going to go in the post office and everybody's minding their business there, and you're going to make your presence known to people? Isn't that scary? And oh my God, won't you die if people look at you and they go, who the fuck is this lady? Shut up. If they say that, won't you die?
My thing is, the worst they can say is no. Oh. Look at me like I'm crazy, and I'm kind of silly anyway. Like sometimes I do it just to see different people's reactions.
It blows me away. You grow from it too. I mean, it's there's stuff that it's getting beyond your comfort zone. And being like, oh my God, I did that. And we keep talking about this over and over and over again. It's getting beyond your comfort zone. Everything is getting beyond your comfort zone. But so many people want to be comfortable. Last question. Do you think that network marketing has a future that could positively impact society now that we've seen the last 2 years a massive need to work from home? How do you see network marketing benefiting capitalism moving forward?
I do believe that companies have to shift with the times. So if we can be honest, some of the network marketing products are pretty pricey. And then, you can even follow up with pricey according to who, when Gucci is selling tank tops for $700. So, of course, that's that argument. But network marketing products are, and as a chemist and somebody who formulates my own products, I will say that there's a lot of great ingredients in network marketing products. But I feel like in order for a lot of companies to continue to grow, they have to be more innovative. And I like the difference. I like the fact that some network marketing companies offer services instead of products, or they offer both. And I feel like when network marketing companies are offering services, I feel like that's a more, okay, well, I'm paying every single month, and you can see that I'm paying every single month because I'm getting these services, and I'm not just paying every month to purchase a bunch of products that I'm not able to sell every month.
I'll play devil's advocate with you on that one too. It's kind of to back up what you say too. Yeah, a lot of products are pricey, if you will, but let's use like a multivitamin. If I'm paying $60 for a multivitamin with a network marketing company that I'm involved with versus $40 at the store, that's $60. Oh, it's $20 more. Yeah, but that's the business overhead that entitles me to the tax write-offs, that entitles me to the education, that entitles me to potentially make money, all this. That $40 I spent at the door, it's going to be pissed and defecated out over the next couple of weeks. So we're still paying for so much more value.
And I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. I just, I do like the companies that have services, because that kind of eliminates the argument of people complaining about having to purchase products every single month.
Absolutely.
Because I'm like, okay, well, if you don't want to purchase products every month, then refer people to your website and don't have anything on hand, or join a company that has services instead of products.
Oh, stop making sense, please. It's just ridiculous.
Like, they chose to join that company. I'm not understanding.
Well, we'll talk about that next time. All right, Sound of the Bull means the podcast is over. It was awesome. Thank you to Elaine from EPH Lifestyle Inc. That's EPH_Lifestyle Inc. on Instagram. She's debunking anti-MLM haters. Trust me, her and I will be having more conversations on this. Elaine, thank you so much for joining us today. Guys, if you have any questions at all, you can go ahead and email them to bullofmlm@gmail.com or text me at 708-982-0974. Other than that, thanks. Good luck with your business. Get it going great. Hope these are helping. You guys have a great damn day.